I was in Shibuya, and I've never been to the Mandarake in Shibuya before. Well, I like happened to walk by it, and I was like, oh fuck, they have a Mandarake here. I'm gonna go in. Oh my god, wait, they have like old school doujin here. So I'm like going through, seeing what they've got, and I find like Samugi Alba and lingerie, X-Mob, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I'm buying like Keikai Sensen yaoi, and this is awesome. So I've got like a big stack in my hand, right? And I see this dad with his son, and they're in the Chainsaw Man section. And his son is like, oh, where's like the new volume of Chainsaw Man? And he's pulling out Chainsaw Man doujin, which obviously isn't manga. It has a picture of like the Chainsaw Man cast, because like they use pictures to like organize like the couples in the doujin. So like there's like Aki Angel, and like they're like looking through like the doujin, and I'm watching this son. He could not have been like more than high school age, and like it's like him and his dad, and they're like very painfully white American. It's not doujin like het. It's specifically yaoi doujin, right? And I'm watching him like pull through like doujin, and there's like Aki Angel, like very explicit, very NSFW. He keeps like pulling it out and then like putting it back like really fast, and I was like, oh my god, they don't know. So I was like, I'm gonna be a good person. So I'm holding, I need you to like mentally get this like mental image in your head, okay, right? I'm Leah. I have like these big nerdy glasses I wear in real life, okay? I look like a female pervert, right? So I'm big fat glasses and a face mask on. You know, I'm holding this giant stack of gay porn in my hand. And like the first one that like is like facing the world is like this one of Samugi with a penis on his forehead. So this is what I have in my hand. And I like walk up to this dad and his son, and I'm like, I heard you guys are looking for the Chainsaw Man manga, and it's actually going to be like on the other side of the row. And I'm like speaking like very soft. I'm not making eye contact. You know, I was like, this isn't manga. It's like on the other side. And they were like, oh. I like they take one look at me, and they're like, oh, and then they walk away. Like they don't say anything else. They're just like, oh, and then they like walk away like towards like that section. It was like, just so they know that like I'm supposed to be here and I know what I'm talking about, but like very obviously like, yeah, they knew. The dad was like, yeah, this girl like definitely like knows what she's looking for. And I was like, yeah, people like you. Oh, you people. Yeah, this isn't the manga section. Sorry, this is like for something else. And they're like, oh, I see. They must have been embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed. I was just like, I can tell that this was like, I don't know. I also would not want the shame of being like 15 years old and having to look at like hentai with my parents to be a memory that lingers with me. So, yeah, maybe spared that kid from like this would be like the same thing as like walking into Melon Books with your parents. Which like, I don't have any shame. So like, if my mom was like on a trip with me and she was like, I don't know, if I took my mom on a trip, I would definitely take her to Melon Books and I wouldn't have any shame in it. But I'm also not 18 and I also already went through that embarrassing phase. So like, whatever. And I know it would make my mom really uncomfortable and she would walk out on her own. So that's like her problem, not mine, you know. But my mom would be on board until she sees me like go to like the yaoi and she's like, oh my god, you pissed me the fuck off. Hey mom, I'm gonna go buy hentai. You can come with me, you can wait outside, you can wait somewhere else. I don't care. And my mom would probably be like, well, I don't want to walk around Japan alone, so I'll come with you. And then she'd come with me and she'd be like, what is wrong with you? Ew, paizuri, what is that? And I'd just be like, grow up, man. When I went with like my friends back in the spring, we went to Melon Books. Like I took them to Melon Books for the first time, and like they were like, oh, titties, and I was like standing with all of the other otaku men, like, yeah, but the way this artist draws like paizuri is just not to my liking. So I'm like standing there with like two different paizuri manga, like The art style of this one, like the boobs look softer, but like this one, I like the detailing of like the blah 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 more. Like objectively, like if I was to get one, like which one would I get? You know, it's not. It's an art form. You know, exactly. You have to be like, yeah, the sommelier. That's it. I was like explaining it to Tenma when we were at like the yaoi store, and I was like, yeah, like, you know, I really want both of these, but the way that like they draw Ato's pee-pee in this one, just like, I don't know, based off of like the sample, I feel like the way that they draw like his pee-pee is pretty good, but like the facial expression when he's like orgasming isn't as cute. And Erika and Bipper are like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, like, it's just the way that they draw his face isn't like as charming as like this author, but this author like doesn't really get like the nuance of like the way that he would go about this normally. So it's like, I don't know which one. Maybe I should just not get either of them. So I'm just gonna get like the dog roleplay one. I ended up getting the dog roleplay one. It was pretty good, but yes, the details are important. You can't be like a doujin enjoyer, like a doujin collector, just like willy-nilly. You can't just be buying anything, right? You have to like, it has to be towards like your personal standard, but also like, you know, is the art style good, right? Like, do they understand the character at like a fundamental level? Because like the script is important too, right? I'm not just buying doujin for like the hentai part. Like the script is important, and that's why this is my 20-page thesis on why I think the Pippa doujin was fucking amazing, is because you can tell that the person that did the Pippa doujin was a hardcore kapipi. Yeah, I fucking read it and I want a physical version of it really, really, really bad, okay? You can tell that the person that did the Pippa doujin was a hardcore kapipi because the script is really fucking good. It's so in character, right? And the way that they draw her is so in line with her personality still too, right? Right? So it's like that's the type of like reference for like a doujin, right? It's like the script is perfectly in character and captures like all of like Pippa's little charms, which is important when you're buying like a character doujin, right? Like not an original work. Like you want like the little charms and like the little nuance in there, right? Exactly. It needs to have proper characterization and capture the nuance of the character. It needs to be written by somebody that's a fan and not somebody that's just doing it because it's like a popular pairing. And like the anatomy needs to be good, right? The anatomy, and like if you're writing within specific like fetishes and stuff, it has to be like good anatomy and well done. You can't just be buying like this specific tag doujin just because it's that tag. Like it has to be like a certain good standard. I don't know. I do not fuck around with this stuff. It needs to be good. And yes, I think the Pippa doujin is like a perfect example that everybody would understand of like good doujin versus like slop. Yes, I'm a gooner with taste. I'm a gooner with taste, man, okay? I'm not just a gooner for the sake of slop. If I read something that's slop, I'm rolling my eyes and I'm like, dude, this is so slop. But if I get something that's good, then hell yes! Hell yes! Standards matter in doujins. Yes, so you guys laugh when I talk about it in like yaoi terms, but then when I go and I talk about like, okay, here's the Pippa one for reference, and everybody gets it. So it's the same no matter what type of thing you're buying it for. Yuri, yaoi, NL, it doesn't matter. You know, mob, it's just, it needs to all be a good standard. It's universal. Pervert to pervert communication. Yes. I'm mutuals with the artist. Yes, please, I want a copy of it so bad. Please, I want a physical. Pippa told me she would kill me if I owned it, but I want it. I want it for my own personal collection. My doujin collection has unironically spilled onto a third shelf now. So I'm worried what that's gonna look like. If you have a doujin of Leah, which artist would you want it to be done by and what tags? Oh, do I have to talk about like a personal doujin? Do I want like a personal? I don't of the Leah personal doujin. I have a personal doujin collection. I don't know what I would want. I'm a very, how do I explain this? When it comes to like tags that I personally like myself, I really like the more normal, like less crazy ones. But like, if I'm thinking about like what would be most enjoyable to read, well, now I don't want to talk about it. Now that's me. That's weird. I read vanilla. I like it. It depends. It depends. I like more normal stuff. Normal tags is good. Yeah. What is most fitting for Aaliyah doujin though? Leah would have to be a loser, I think. Like a total like loser, embarrassing doujin, right? That's the best kind. With like a girl that's like a total loser and super embarrassing. Yeah, tsundere loser, I feel like is the best. Yeah, tsundere loser. But that's just me, like in real life, so it stops being funny. Swirly glasses. No, see, everyone's just describing me in real life now. It's so embarrassing! Aaliyah doujin where I'm just a lesbian femcel. Based as fuck. Hello, based alert? Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.